Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the IceHQ Ice Rink in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Warrenjoy, Woiwurrung traditional land for the IceHQ Beer League Division 5 Grand Final between the Leprechauns in the white with green and black and the Hellfish in green with black and white. So we'll be able to tell them apart. The Leprechauns are wearing their white jersey tonight. That's how you can pick them, whereas the Hellfish in their green, both using similar colours, but fortunately for us they are reversed, so we can tell them apart. Very handy indeed. The Leprechauns made their way through to the grand final after finishing second in the Division 5 league. They had to beat the Honey Badgers to get through to the grand final, but the Hellfish, they had to do it the hard way. They had to beat the Toilers and the Honey Badgers to make it through into the grand final. So on form and paper, you'd suggest Leprechauns with a slightly better chance in this one, but you can never tell. Both teams have a good case of grand finalitis, and that is that everyone's decided to show up. So both teams with very full lines. Sometimes this can be a plus, and sometimes this can be a minus. It depends very much on if your team's stronger players show up or the weaker players decide to show up and you're in a team which prioritises giving everyone a go. In which case, sometimes that doesn't necessarily work out as well as you might otherwise expect. Regardless, we'll be getting this game underway very shortly in about 10 or 15 seconds. The teams will have their last little chat with their coaches before we get underway. And then we will be playing three 16-minute periods, non-stop time, unless it gets to the last 2 minutes and there's less than a 2-goal differential, in which case there will be stop time at that point. If it is all tied up at the end of regulation, we will have 5 minutes and 3-on-3 sudden death overtime. And if it's not all tied up after that, it will then end up as going to a penalty shootout. So there will be the grand final tonight. A trophy for the Division 5 Beer League will be handed out this evening. This will be the last ever Division 5 Beer League grand final. In fact, Beer League game, because as of next season, the league changes its name from Beer League to Rec League. Not that it really makes an awful lot of difference, but I'm going to ride on that one all night and say this is the last Beer League final. So may as well win the last one if you can for both teams. A lot at stake. They want that trophy. They want the free slab of beer. And they want bragging rights to say that they have the last one. For the Hellfish, filling in this evening for Dan Palmer, Jesse Fry, who played this season for the Rock Lobsters. Rock Lobsters not having the best of seasons, but managed to avoid relegation. Both teams lining up and ready, just waiting for the referees to get out on the ice, drop the puck, and get us underway. Face-off will be taken as usual at the start of the game in the middle of the ice. Chief referee tonight is Andrew Crowther, who will be looking after things, and we are underway. Hellfish winning the first face-off. They play it back to their D, chipping it up the boards, and it goes past Harrison deep into the corner. The Hellfish chipping it out cross ice to their D, and they play it up ice, but only as far as the Leprechauns, who dump it back in. That was Luke Small keeping the puck in there for the Leprechauns, but it goes deep now. The Hellfish racing down, trying to put some pressure on it was Phoenix Beck, but he is beaten to the puck. And we will have our first icing just a mere 30 seconds into the game. If you're not familiar with the rule of icing, if you play the puck from your own half of the rink and it crosses the goal line at the other end without anyone touching it, there's a few other complications, but that's the gist of it. The puck is then brought back for a face-off in your defensive zone. In this particular league, there's no sting in the tail. You are allowed to change, but in other leagues, the changes are not permitted. A shot goes on the net from the face-off there, flicked on the net by the Leprechauns there. They couldn't quite get it through. However, that was Steve Horvath getting that shot away, but it didn't go in the net. So no luck, good save there. Jesse Fry getting his first real touch of the puck and making a good save to prevent things blowing out early for the Hellfish. As they break out now through their defensive zone in Phoenix Beck. He's got a bit of room in front of him, but he can't do enough with it. And he's ridden off the puck there by Yuri Medeev. The puck goes across the front of the net, around behind Phil Casey's in the net, keeping a wary eye on it. It's picked up there by Corey Beck, who tries to play it back to his dad. And it's the Beck line at the moment for the Hellfish, as they are trying to put the puck into the slot. They get it in the slot, but good defensive pressure there by the Leprechauns, not letting them get any spare space. That was good play, Yuri Medov owning that place in front of the net very well. And the Leprechauns have iced the puck. Jesse Fry just watching that one go past him, mindful of the fact that if he touches it, it waves off the icing, and the puck will then have to be brought back for a defensive face-off for the Leprechauns, which is normally considered an advantage for the attacking team, but it's a great opportunity for a breakout. Watch the Hellfish D pinching right in close. If the other team can get behind them, a good opportunity. But a good slap shot there from the blue line, taken by Jackson, by Aaron Cupid. Got a bit of a cannon on him. He fired it in hard. The puck did come back to him. And he got that one on the net quickly. The puck now washed all the way down the end by the Leprechauns once more, and it will go back for another icing. 13.5 minutes played, score 0-all, one shot apiece on the net as the scorer sees it. Shots on the net are called by the scorers in the scorer's box, who don't always necessarily have the best angle, and it's a shot that they think would have gone in the net if the goalie didn't stop it. So you can sometimes get a lot of shots, but if they weren't going to go in the net, the scorer won't count them. This time the Leprechauns take the face off, but it comes out for Hellfish again and fired in hard into the corner. Battling for it, Maciel, but he can't do enough with it to be particularly effective. It comes out now onto the point. Wakeham has a chance, plays it across, but only as far as a leg of Adam Donlan. Puck now rims around behind the net, going through to pick it up. The Hellfish try to get across. Just fanning on the shot there was Abramovic. He couldn't get quite as much on it as he would have liked, but contesting the puck through the neutral zone, Abramovic gets a foot in the way, just breaking up the rhythm there of the Leprechauns, and they come through, but wisely they take the change. Harrison now outnumbered by about 3 green bodies, and they blast through the middle, but it is flicked back down to the other end by Truswicks, who does the right thing wisely there and forces the Hellfish to go back and pick it up. Pinches in now, this time the puck races across ice. It'll be picked up by Small, who dumps it back in again, forcing the Hellfish back in deep to have to pick it up and play it out on their breakout. If they can get some decent forechecking pressure on them, maybe force a mistake, but not much check pressure on the moment. But finally, the Leprechauns go in and put 2 on. Played up now to Meany, who winds, tries to get a shot away. It was going to go wide, but it hit Truswicks' skates and deflected into the corner. And then a shot on to from the point. Nicely there by Jared Downs. It doesn't go though. Fry getting in the way. Sorry, Casey's getting in the way and blocking it. And now the Hellfish, now the Leprechauns will break it around the back, but only goes back to Downs, who has room in front of him. Winds and shoots down low through traffic. Good shot. Nice kick save there. Phil Casey's keeping it out. Brett can't keep it in, and he's got Scotty Bangay putting pressure on him, battling hard. Bangay wins the puck. Bangay gets a shot away. Jesse Fry watches it go wide, but more chances now for the Leprechauns. They're waiting for the change to come across. Bangay across the front. The pass not quite complete, and the Hellfish will break it out if they can. A lot of pressure there on the Hellfish, but they rim it around the back of the net trying to find some space. Still pressure there by the Leprechauns, doing some great work in hard. Chris Hurst really trying to establish some space and territory, but now the Hellfish break it out, and they're clear now. The Leprechauns racing frantically to get down the middle, as breaking through there was Hunt. Hunt couldn't get enough on it though, and as the puck comes out to Chucky Fraser, who's got pressure on him. He's got a great cannon if he can fire it, but he's under a lot of pressure, and it's taken off him in the end. Will stealing the puck. Puck breaks out the top though, and the Leprechauns finally managed to break it out, and offside there, but the referees didn't see it, so a bit lucky to get away with that one there, the Hellfish. The referee's not in the right spot to see that one, but it was right in front of me, so I saw it. But anyway, the referees decide reality, and away we go. Puck now around the back for the Leprechauns, trying to break it out. Puck bubbles across the front, but there's bodies in the way. Mixios tries to clear it out once more, but it's kept in by Cupid, who dumps it back in around the back. It comes up high, but breaking it out now. Here comes the Leprechauns, and it is Chris Hurst, but he is blocked nicely there by the frantic back check of Cupid. Now the Hellfish return the favour, and they come back with numbers. They get around the Hellfish, check through the neutral zone, getting around just about everyone, and it is Corey Beck who gets the shot, rattles the twine, and opens the scoreboard up for the Hellfish. You can see him here, he goes right onto his forehand, gets a bit of room, good shot under pressure, and it goes right past the stretching right foot of Phil Casey's, down low and hard, and Phil couldn't get across to that one. Tight angle for him, so it wasn't bad defence by the Leprechauns, but it was a fantastic shot there by Beck to get that one in the net. The Becks have been very effective for the Hellfish throughout this season in Div 5. Returning the favour now, or at least trying to, was Rob Buffett. But there was too many Hellfish there in the way. He couldn't get the shot as the puck played out back now by the Hellfish. Not able to get it out cleanly back. Puck going back behind the net now. It was kept in, but Whittle couldn't keep the puck on side. Now the Hellfish just losing sight of a little bit, smidge of confusion, but they get touch with it now. And you can just call Beck all the time when it's Hellfish, and you usually get most of them. So Beck going back to get it from Beck, and another Beck, but there goes Beck, and it's a Beck with the puck. And he gets a backhand too, strangely enough, Beck, who plays it up the ice and chips it past everyone. And it's a little backhander which goes up to Casey's, and he has to clear it off into the corner. Under pressure, Whittle dumps it hard. Doesn't get out cleanly as Phoenix Beck now has a wind and a shot, but it's blocked. And it will be picked up by Andrew Fan, who tries to clear it round, but instead he manages to only get it as far as the Becks, but they do clear it out. Unfortunately for them, Phoenix Beck now playing it back. This back line very interesting to call, and it will be picked up now by Aaron Fraser, trying to clear the puck out. Fortunately for the Hellfish, it clears the zone while the Leprechauns were getting a change. Very wisely there indeed. Truswitz dumps it in deep on the goalie and forces the play to go around. The Leprechauns a little exposed there for a while. Good play there by Truswitz, who shut it down and took the opportunity away. Hellfish now trying to break it out. Sprawling defence, losing track of it. Truswitz trying to go high on Phoenix Beck. He passes back to Downs, who retrieves it. Tries to get his forehand, finds Winnell instead. Winnell flicks it high and wide, and it's picked up now by Small, who rims it around the back. But it's going to get picked up by two Hellfish battling hard for it in the corner. But the Leprechauns back there in numbers as well. And the puck will just clear the zone, going back now for Downs, who fires it hard at the net, forcing Cases to make a save while the Hellfish were changing. Not a bad option there indeed. Going in to put some pressure on now is Brody Pruha to try and break up the move. And the Pruha with a lot of pressure. He manages to retrieve the puck. He tries to put it across the front of the net. Gets it to Downs. Downs gets a shot away. Casey's in the way. And the Leprechauns get a lucky bounce, and the puck will go all the way down the other end. No icing though. It hit a player. Picking it up is Wakeham. And he can't clear the zone. The Leprechauns with it now in Donlan. Donlan's trying to get it across to the player in the back door on the slot. They do. He's got loose puck there. Jesse Fry doing desperately everything he can to pick it up. And Jesse Fry will freeze the puck and stop the game for the Hellfish. No goal there. So at the moment, the lead at the moment, 1 goal to the Hellfish, none to the Leprechauns. 7 minutes to go in this first period. 5 shots to 4. Very close indeed. It's going to be a good ding-dong battle, this one. These two teams very evenly matched indeed in this Div 5 B-League Grand Final here at IceHQ. The puck drop now for the defensive zone face-off, and it's broken out by the Hellfish. Nice piece of footwork by the Hellfish player in Ramovic, but he couldn't get it far enough in. Mixios was in the way. Casey's just slows it down while he goes Zach Madarov to pick it up and look up ice for some movement. He sees Harrison, but Harrison not moving quickly enough. Unfortunately for the Hellfish, Brody Pruha blew a tyre and fell over, but he's got Meany. Meany can't get onto it. Brody back checking once more, getting past Harrison now. Harrison has room in front of him. He winds and shoots. Fry makes the save. Harrison there with the nice shot. He had a lane down the side. He didn't have much in the way of options to get the puck back into the middle, so he elected to fire the cannon, and he did. But Jesse Fry will pluck them out of the sky all day. A nice slap shot gives the goalie usually plenty of time to see it coming. Defensive face-off now for the Hellfish. Let's see how they break it out. They win the puck up the ice, and but it goes back only to Mixios, who gets a shot through traffic. But the save is made by Jesse Fry once more, who saw it coming with enough time. The referee came around to pick it up behind him. Fry might have lost sight of it after the shot went through, but it was safe. At least if you're a Hellfish player, it was safe. Not so safe if it was Leprechaun. You would have liked it to have gone through. Another chance again from the point, fired in there by Mixios. But this time the Hellfish were in the way, and they chip it out deep. Racing back to get it is the aforesaid Mixios. He picks up the puck. He's gone one end to the other. Tries to clear it up ice. Can't get it past Marcel, who gets across and is robbed of the puck. And the Leprechauns chip it out deep. But that's going to go for icing. At least it should. Yep, the referee blows that one up. Adam Brett for the Hellfish racing back to make sure it was, in fact, an icing call. And it will be brought all the way back to the Leprechauns' end for a defensive zone face-off for them. Another chance for the Hellfish to see if they can get up to their point and fire the cannon. They've got Cupid sitting out there with name Borbor on the back of his jersey, see if he can fire it in. And they've also got Wood waiting for it too. But Wood gets a shot, but it runs into the foot of Whittle. And now the Hellfish with a chance to try and play it up into the slot. They've got loose player there in Hunt, but Hunt's ridden hard off the puck. Couldn't quite get past the body of Whittle, who's very sturdy indeed. And now going back to pick it up for the Hellfish. Dumping it up through the middle of the ice. Always a risky move. Shot taken and scored by Chris Hurst. It was an ineffective clearance there by the Hellfish. You can see the play straight up the middle. It's basically a pass straight to Hurst, who just rattled it right past the outstretched glove of Jesse Fry. And we are tied up at 1 goal apiece with 4 minutes to go in the first. Hockey is a game of mistakes, and you have to say that defensive clearance, absolutely a mistake. But Hurst was there to put the Hellfish into that Hurst. I'm sure he's heard that one before. But regardless, just playing cross ice there to the Leprechauns. They didn't have much in the way of options. They were looking for Harrison, but he didn't have enough room. Racing back to pick it up for the Hellfish. Wakeham Wakeham rides off the challenge, and now shot in from the point there. Leprechauns with 2 good chances. Puck still bobbling around the front of the net, and the referee blows that one up. Jesse Fry sprawling on the ice. A great shot in from the point there. Luke Small with a terrific effort, and he had lots of teammates clustered around the front of the net. Jesse Fry absolutely doing his level best to keep that one out as the Hellfish's hired gun in the net. 3 minutes to go in the first. 1 goal apiece. 9 shots, though, to 5 to the Leprechauns. The ice starting to tilt in their way. It's early days still, but the back line comes back on to try and solve the problem for the Hellfish and get some dominance going. Downs goes the deep, but leaves the puck behind. It's picked up by Twitwix, who dumps it in deep, forcing the Hellfish to turn around. Tate just caught offside. Now the puck goes down deep by the Hellfish, picking it up for the Leprechauns. Donlan, who skates around looking up ice, tries to find Harrison. Harrison pressured tightly, but manages to clear the puck up the ice, but not all. It does manage to get it out of the zone. I'm not sure the referees saw it, but it did come out. Leprechauns clear the puck from the zone, chipping it up now. Harrison, and he was over the blue line, so he flings it in deep, forcing the Hellfish to go back and pick it up, circling around, trying to make some creativity behind the net was Downs. And someone's still down behind the net as now the Hellfish trying to break it out. Looks like we've got a little bit of an issue maybe with a broken stick or a broken something. But Downs is still sitting behind the net in consultation with both referees, not watching, one of the referees not watching the game. They probably should blow the whistle. But we'll see what happens as Beck takes a shot on the net, and it's picked up by Madyarov. Madyarov pushed hard into the boards, trying to play the puck up the ice. And now the puck cleared out just as Donlan got enough of a stick on it. Downs racing around trying to get some space. Gets around one, looks up ice, sees he's got room, goes a deke, but there's a leg stuck out there, and that's going to go for a tripping penalty at the least, possibly more. And that will be Steve Horvath, who will be sitting too. Can't stick your leg out like that when someone skates past. That is absolutely against the rules. I don't think there's any contention whatsoever with that one being illegal. I was just trying to stop the movement there of Jared Downs, who is fast and elusive. But, that's not how you stop him. And he'll sit too. So the Hellfish with the first power play of the game. They've got a numerical advantage for 2 minutes or less, which means they'll either score a goal or be starting the second period with a man advantage. Battling on the boards now. It's being tied up there. Raul Willis trying his best just to stop the play, but the Hellfish end up with it. They get the puck across to Brett, who hasn't got much. He's got lots of time, but no options. He flings it across wide, tries to find Chucky Fraser with the cannon. Chucky doesn't fire the cannon. Fanning on the shot there was Phoenix Beck. He had a chance, but it goes back up to Chucky Fraser, who fires the big gun, but it goes wide. Second shot taken in by Corey Beck, but it comes out now, and it's Brett with the puck for the Hellfish, playing it across to Chuck Fraser, who has pressure on him. He's being chopped out hard there. Raul Willis just trying to make sure he has no room. He's forced into the corner, plays it up high now to Brett, who has room. Tried to take a shot, but there was a pad in the way. Blocked there nicely by Smalley Small, who got the puck out of the zone, forcing the Hellfish to turn around again. Just on a minute to go on the Horvath penalty. And the puck is saved there by Phil Casey's from a shot by Corey Beck. And we will have a face-off now in the offensive zone for the Hellfish. But if you're a Leprechaun, you're not terribly fussed about this. You've only got 5 seconds to go on the period. You've just got to shut this one down. And they just about do, and that winds out the first period. All tied up, 1 goal apiece. In the second period, the Leprechauns will be starting with 4 players on the ice. Sitting the remainder of his penalty will be Horvath, and they will be sitting at that one out for the first 43 seconds of the second period. Goal in that period was scored by Corey Beck with the first one unassisted for the Hellfish, and then Chris Hurst got one from the point there for the no, sorry, not from the point. That was a pass by the Hellfish defence straight up to him, where he fired the cannon from the best place on the rink to score goals. That high slot unmarked, and made the Hellfish pay for that small defensive misjudgment. But that's the way hockey goes. Just on 20 seconds will go left on this first intermission of the 3 periods. Hockey's a strange game. We have 3 periods, not 2 halves and not 4 quarters. 3 thirds. So it's very tricky for youngsters learning their maths, but hopefully it helps them do fractions. Anyway, we're just about to get underway in the second, all tied up at 1 goal apiece. It's the game we were hoping for. It's close, tight, and fierce. And just as he makes his way over to the net, Horvath sitting out his last 43 seconds. Now watch when he comes back on the ice. Quite often it's an opportunity to get behind the opposition defence. If they're not paying attention, you can use that as a great opportunity to get a sneaky breakaway. And the Leprechauns will no doubt be watching out for that. They've got to make sure they keep it covered. Sometimes they forget. Brody Pruha, however, back four. The Hellfish unlikely to forget that one. They do have more time to go. They get a shot away onto Casey's, who makes the save. It goes up to Borbor, who tries to get the shot in for the Hellfish, but they can't get it cleanly. They have to go and make a change there because one of the players has broken a stick. If you broke a stick, you're required to drop it. You can't continue to play with broken equipment. The Leprechauns are doing the right thing, absolutely. Still cycling the puck around the Hellfish. Only a few seconds to go now. 10 seconds on the Horvath penalty. He'll be jumping straight out onto the ice behind the play. They're alert to it, the Hellfish, but they need to be very alert. The puck dumped down now. It's not going to work out quite the way they would have wanted for them. Horvath back on the ice, so the Hellfish did not get a goal on that power play as the Leprechauns back to full strength, trying to clear the puck out now. He's Luke Small, but didn't get a handle on it. Now picking it up is Horvath. Horvath winds, shoots, and it bounces off Jesse Fry's blocker. A beautiful save there, Fry. That had some sauce on it, that shot indeed. It was right in the perfect spot, but Jesse Fry made the save. Coming in to pick it up now for the Leprechauns, dumping it in again. They're trying hard to keep it in the zone. It's trying to move up now is Pruha. He's trying to find an option. He gets the puck to him, but it goes through his feet and away, and that will go for an icing. And the puck will come back for the Leprechauns. Leprechauns with the rush so far of this second period. The Hellfish started off with that power play. Did get 2 shots on the net, but equal to the task was Jesse Fry in the net for them. Casey's has been tested with a couple. Sorry, Jesse Fry in the net for the Hellfish. Casey's was tested there for the Leprechauns, but he made it safe for them and they successfully killed the penalty. 14 minutes to go in the second, all tied up at 1 goal apiece, and the face-off about to be dropped there by Andrew Crowther, the head referee here, and the Leprechauns win it, but they just fumble there on the clearance, just a little bit of a defensive blunder, and now it's a 3-on-2. Downs with room, tries to go right wide, but he runs into traffic. The Leprechauns managed to cut off the passing lanes well enough there to shut down the option. He's got a second chance now. He puts it across the front. Waiting for it was Adam Hunt, but he couldn't get it. Puck now around the back of the net. Downs again trying to create some space. He's got room, but he's being marked wisely there by the Inferno, not committing to him, but just cutting off his lanes. And they break the puck out of the zone. And we are going to see a penalty now on Adam Hunt, will do too, for either a body check or interference. So the Hellfish will now have to kill a penalty. Hunt with just a little bit of a rush of blood there, puts a player into the boards and will sit 2. So now the Leprechauns have the numerical advantage. You'll see too, they get a chance to pick which side they want. Quite often a centre will try and put the puck onto their forehand, so they have the option of taking a shot from the face-off if they can. That can be quite often take a goaltender by surprise. I don't think it would surprise Jesse Fry. He knows that trick. I've certainly done it to him enough times myself, but we'll see how they do it there from this face-off. The Leprechauns D sitting back a little bit further, and the face-off there won by the Leprechauns back to their D. They elect to take a shot, but a lot of pressure on them by the Hellfish up high. Puck comes across into the slot, but it's picked up there beautifully by Downs, who's looking up ice. He's got 3 in front of him to beat. Just dumps the puck deep into the corner, forcing the Leprechauns to have to go back and get it and running time off the clock. They take their time. Downs almost got a foot in front of it, so it just broke up the rhythm of the attack there by Leprechauns. To pick it up is Shallis, who goes around the back. He was pressed tightly, but he manages to slip the first check. Puck loose in front of the slot, but it's cleared out by the Hellfish. They get it away. Corey Beck racing in to get it. No icing because it is a power play. The Leprechauns bouncing it out. They missed control of it though. It was a rim clearance, but unfortunately for them it went straight to the Hellfish. It's picked up by Wakeham. Now the Leprechauns with a chance to get organised. They put the puck just slightly wide of the net. Racing in to put pressure on them. Pressure on them is Bangay, but again it's cleared out by Chuck Fraser nicely. Got the puck all the way down to Moe, and having to go back and pick it up is Kavanagh for the Leprechauns. Rims it around. Leprechauns still not able to get this breakout really organised. Good pressure by the Becks, but finally now they get an entry. Puck coming in, but pressed tightly. They've got a player now floating around the slot in Hurst. Hurst had the chance. Fraser just got enough of a stick in the way to break it up. Puck comes across the front again. Can the Leprechauns get to it? No, it's picked up by Corey Beck, who races up ice. He's got 4 to beat, but he gets around 1. Pauses, waits for a teammate. He's got another Beck in the slot, who circles around, trying to go around the back of the net, looking for a wraparound. He's got pressure on him. Looking up the point, he fires Fraser, who fires, but fans on it. A bit too much enthusiasm and not enough accuracy from Chucky Fraser, but he persists and makes up for it, and now gets the puck in. Nice so far on the penalty kill by the Hellfish. Just 13 seconds to go on the Hunt penalty, and the Leprechauns have had a couple of chances, but no really good ones, as the Hellfish have shut down the attack very nicely. Hunt will be back on the ice in just a second, firing the puck in again, but it runs into legs and deflects there. That one would have stung Chris Hurst a little. The puck loose in the slot, trying to clear it out still, the Leprechauns. Some desperate work, but Hunt picks it up now for the Hellfish, circling around. He's got Doogie and Corey and Beck waiting for him. He elects to go down the side by himself. Gets shepherded into the corner, runs around the back, tries to put the puck across the front. But there's Leprechauns there, and they dump the puck out. And they finally clear it through the capable hands of Josh Harrison, who circles around. He's got room. He can't quite get the shot away, as eventually the Hellfish got back in numbers and stole the puck off him. Losing sight of it for a second, Abramovic, but he finally manages to backhand it around into the corner to force the Leprechauns back to try and break it out, see if they can get some organisation. They're all standing still looking for it, with the exception of Harrison, who was moving, and just chipping it back in again. Abramovic wisely there, putting the puck back into the corner. Sorry, that was not Abramovic. That was Aaron Fraser. But now the Leprechauns with a bit more of an opportunity. They've got Buffett in the slot. With his stick just floating, he's got a chance there to try and get a shot away if the Leprechauns can get it to him, but they don't. And the Hellfish will break it out now with room. But getting a stick on there and just breaking it up. Nice play there by Buffett. He got enough stick on it to break up the rhythm, and now the Leprechauns with a chance to break out the other way. Now they've got 2-on-1, the Leprechauns. Here they come. Can they get a shot? Buffett's clear. Buffett gets the puck. He's got room. He shoots wide. It goes just over the glove side of Jesse Fry, and no goal. The Leprechauns once again through force of will get another shot on, but there's too many bodies in the way. It bounced off a Hellfish player who must be a mess of bruises now in Douglas Marcel, but they still keep the puck in the zone, the Leprechauns. It's Horvath now with the puck behind the net. He's got pressure on him, but a little bit of time. He's now being battled on behind the net by Jack Charles. Puck comes across the front of the net. It's loose. No one can get to it. Everyone trying desperately. Keeping the puck in there was Truswicks, who threw it across the front. Goes back now to Donlan, who dumped it in deep. There's no icing here, so racing into the slot. Young, he's got a chance. Puts a shot on the net. A beautiful one through traffic. Fry, lucky to see it coming. Small puts another one across the slot, and he races the puck out. But it's Chuck Fraser for the Hellfish, but he can't clear it. Almost did, but almost don't count. We're not playing basketball here. Horvath with the puck in the corner. Gets a shot through traffic. Fry is up to the task. Chuck Fraser now tries to clear it out and does, but he only goes as far as his teammate in Jackson Tate, who was robbed of it. Picking up again the Leprechauns, who chip it high, but it gets past everyone and is eventually cleared out. Chuck Fraser getting a backhand on it and racing back to pick it up. Majerov, but he was under a lot of pressure. The Hellfish young guns skating through very quickly indeed in Jared Downs. He's a very fast player indeed, but we're going to have an infringement of some description. Not exactly sure what it is. Maybe it's an offside. We'll find out in just a moment. The referee's blew a whistle for something. Looks like it's an offside. And the puck will be brought back for a face-off just outside the defensive zone for the Hellfish. 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second period. It's been frantic and frenetic, but there's been no goals. Breaking through and just barging his way through everything there. Small, he goes into the corner. He's got pressure on him. Puts the puck high into the slot, but no one there for the Leprechauns. As the breaking out now is Beck, the number 4, who gets a shot, but Cases makes the save. That was Phoenix Beck who fired a missile at the net. And now the Leprechauns take a shot cross eyes to try and break it out. Very nearly picked off there by Phoenix Beck, who is doing a great job in the middle of the ice of breaking everything up. He finds Downs though. Downs gets around 1, tries to go around 2, forced wide. Still got the puck, tries to get a shot away and does. Up to the task though, Casey's made the save. And we have a whistle blown. And we're going to have an infringement on someone. I couldn't see exactly what happened. Looks like it's going to be one of the Leprechauns coming over to sit a penalty. And we have a trip. That's going on. Luke Whittle will be sitting 2 for a trip. So the Hellfish with the numerical advantage now with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second period. We are tied up at 1 goal apiece. Can the Hellfish turn this one into the goal they would like to give themselves that lead they'd love to take into the third? The Leprechauns have got to do a pretty powerful penalty kill and taking a shot on the net there, and they've cleared it out now Fortunately for them, it's sent all the way to Moe. Jesse Fry coming out to play it to try and speed things up a little bit. There's a good clearance there by the Leprechauns. Hurst going in to put some pressure on them and on the forecheck, but now the Leprechauns, now the Hellfish, here they come breaking it out. They've got Beck circling around, 2 of them, but the Leprechauns pick it and dump it all the way back down to where you don't want it if you are the attacking team. They've got to go back and get it again. 2-player forecheck coming in for the Leprechauns. They've got to be careful there because Beck now gets behind them. He's got 2 in front of him to beat. Gets around 1, but he leaves the puck behind. Comes across side. Beck fires. There's a set of shin pads in the way. Nice work there. Luke Whittle getting in the blocking lane. And we've got another trip coming up now, and that's going to be a second Leprechaun will be sitting in the box. It won't be for very long. It'll probably end up being for about 40 seconds or so, but we will have 5 on 3. A second trip on one of the Leprechauns players. I'm not sure exactly who it is yet, but we'll see in just a second. They're just calling him back, but the Leprechauns just taking their time, not suggesting it's a professional foul to delay things at the moment, but the clock is ticking on the Whittle penalty. The longer they can delay it, the better off it is for them. And coming over to sit is Raul Willis. 5 on 3 now to the Hellfish for 30 seconds. They look for them to dump the puck as far down the other end as quickly as they can. They've got to win this face-off. This is critical. If they lose it and the Hellfish get a chance to get organised, then Casey's is in the firing line for a real battle indeed. Brody Pruha gets the puck out, but it's cleared out of the zone by the Leprechauns. That's exactly what they needed. Chalice racing back to get it, and you'll see the Leprechauns will set themselves up in a triangle pattern to defend on this, as here come the Hellfish, just breaking it off through the middle. They're back to 5 on 4 now. Pruha losing an edge on that very slippery trip hazard blue line, and the Leprechauns get hold of it and fling it all the way down the other end. Racing in now to try and pick it up is Whittle. He's got the loose puck there all on his own, and he's not going to get much help from his teammates who are changing, but also not wanting to overcommit. And here come the Becks to try and break it out. Pruha tries to get the puck across the Chalice, but Fan on it. Second go gets the puck up ice. And here come the Hellfish again. They get a shot across the front, but it won't go. Beck there losing his footing as he skated through the slot. We have 1 minute to go on the Willis penalty, so the Leprechauns still with another minute of 5 on 4 disadvantage. Beck skates around, just takes a pass, trying to find Pruha, and did, but Pruha couldn't get onto it. Puck now goes into the corner for the Hellfish, and the whistle is blown for something, and we will have a stoppage, which works in favour of the Leprechauns. It continues to run the clock down and no play happening, so Willis back out on the ice in 40 seconds. They've done a pretty good job now on the penalty kill. They killed the 1 minute of 5 on 3, which is always pretty dramatic. They've got the puck down the other end very quickly indeed, and that's what they need to keep doing. Downs now takes a shot through traffic. Hunt takes a shot, but this time the Hellfish make the Leprechauns pay, and that was Michael Beck, who got into the Ovechkin Memorial shooting position and fired a cannon, and Casey's couldn't stop that one, and it had a lot of sauce on it indeed, and it goes in to give the Hellfish a 2-1 lead with just over 2 minutes to play. So it was sustained pressure in the end for the Hellfish. When you've got that numerical advantage, sooner or later you're going to get some quality shots. If you want quality shots, you watch Michael Beck, because he will make you pay for them all the time, and absolutely did in this instance. As now the Leprechauns want to get that one back. They did it in the first period. They want to do it again. They don't want to finish the second with a deficit if they can avoid it. Racing now to dump the puck out of the zone. They do. They get the puck clear. Battling for it. Downs. He's trying to take the puck with him, but fancy footwork, but leaves the puck behind, and the puck is dumped in deep, and it crosses the line behind Jesse Fry, going in to put some pressure on them, Willis. But the Hellfish clear it out nicely. They've got Fan coming in to put some pressure on them as well, but the puck is dumped deep, and it will go all the way down to Phil Casey's, who just takes it, waits, draws the player in, and then passes it. Not a bad play there, creating the 6th player on the ice, but it's picked up now by Downs, who skates around, showing us his fancy footwork, does it again. And he's looking for passing lanes, tried to find Chuck Fraser, went straight past him. Instead it found Hunt. Hunt dispossessed of the puck there by Fan. And now the puck going back for the Hellfish. They've got to retrieve it and dump it back up the ice. It's kept in by the Leprechauns. Lost down in his feet though, but he's still got possession. They're clearing it now. Downs. Downs has room. Watch him dance a little bit, but he leaves the puck. He got puck behind again. He's got good footwork, but he's got to keep the puck. Downs dances around another one, gets around Willis, but now it's picked up by the Leprechauns. This time the Leprechauns with space, but Downs comes back once more, picks it up, but this time again leaves the puck behind. And it is taken by Harrison, who shoots Fry makes the save. Harrison, a nice shot there under a lot of pressure. As Hunt now plays it up the ice, but doesn't manage to clear the zone. Leprechauns close to getting a too many player infraction there with the in front of the boards while they're changing, but it's not called. And the Hellfish clear the puck out of the zone, but only goes as far as Small, who dumps it in. And now Chucky Fraser looks for an option. He finds Downs again, who's been on the ice for a long time, looking for a passing lane, tries to find one, and he gets it across to Cupid. Cupid dumps it in deep, trying again to find Downs, who has room this time, but is robbed of the puck once more. A little tumbling muffin comes down to Jesse Fry. Tricky ones to save them. There's not much on them, but if they bounce funny, you're in trouble. And now clearing the puck up ice, but picked off once more by the Leprechauns. And collision there between two players there, but unintentional. And the puck chipped across, trying to find Beck, but that's easy. It was one of the Becks. Puck rims around the back of the net on Casey's, but luckily for him, nothing happened of it. Playing up the ice now, Mixios, who tries to clear the zone, and he does. Now the Leprechauns with two clear, racing in to pick it up, and they shoot. Deke, and a beautiful back check, desperation back check there by the Hellfish. That superb play there by Hayden Meaney to pull that one back. He had a lot of work to do. The Leprechauns were clear, but Meaney managed to get his stick in the way and break up the shot. So absolutely superb, desperate defence there. Meaney, they got past him. They've been caught high, but the speed on the back check there of the Hellfish saved the day for them. Nice play too. So the end of the second period, Hellfish 2, Leprechauns 1. Leprechauns with 3 more shots on the net, as the scorers say it. But the ones that count are the ones that get past the goalie and rattle the scoreboard. And that is the Hellfish at the moment with a 2-1 lead over the Leprechauns. Can they pull it back? They've had slightly, probably most of the play. One of those goals was given away by 2 consecutive penalties, and one of them with overlap was towards the end of the second penalty, when eventually they were made to pay for it by Michael Beck, who got some nice space in the just off the side of the face-off circle and fired a cannon, which went straight past Casey's. Wasn't much he could do about it. It was a great shot. But we have 1 period to go in this last ever Division 5 B League Grand Final, because next season it's Rec League, sorry. So it's the same game, but different name. Regardless, we will see how we go in period the third. 16 minutes to decide the fate of these two teams. Who gets their name on the last B League trophy? Will it be the Leprechauns or will it be the Hellfish? We'll know in 16 minutes or more if it's tied up at the end of this. If the Leprechauns get one and the Hellfish get none, or some other combination. Picked off there by the forecheck of the Leprechauns. Beck tried to keep it in. It got past him. Battling now to pick it up again. Beck, he's looking for an option and he finds one in, strangely enough, Beck. But this time there's a stick in the way. Beck to Beck. Beck passes back to Peck, but there's Leprechauns in the way, and the puck is cleared out of the zone. It gets past Wakeham, who races back now to pick it up for the Hellfish. It's not going to go for icing. Wakeham plays it around the back of the net. The Leprechauns were alert to it, but couldn't quite pick it off, as here come the Hellfish in numbers, but it's stolen by Young, who got a shot away. Back into the corner now, Young, which beaten. It's a shot fired in from the point. Nice piece of pinching in work there by Trisquitz, but it didn't go. It went a little bit wide. Puck again. Trisquitz with it, throws it through traffic, runs in defeat. Trickham now with the puck, gets a shot across the front. Fry gets in the way. Now they've got a chance. The puck is fired from the slot. Still loose in the slot, but it comes out. Trisquitz gets another shot. Too many bodies in the way. It wasn't going to go. There was about 1 million people in the way of it. A lot of flesh and bone. And the Hellfish finally managed to clear it up out of that area. Trisquitz keeps it in, gets it across the front of the net though. It's a nasty deflection. But the Hellfish finish with the puck, and they're trying to play it up ice to Phoenix Beck, skating around looking for the puck. He moves diagonally. It's unfortunately for him, Corey Beck runs into him, but now the puck comes back across to another Beck. It's 3 Becks on the ice. Will they back it up and put the Beck and puck in the net? Who knows? As Phoenix now cycles around, winds, shoots, goes wide of Casey's, and the puck is cleared of the zone by the Leprechauns. They'll be happy about that. This is absolutely the danger line for the Hellfish. It's the one that's probably scored the most goals throughout the entire Div 5 league. We've seen how effective they are when they get together. Anyone lucky enough to play against them knows just how effective they can be. Referee's hand is up for a penalty. Phoenix Beck and Yuri Madarov, and it's Yuri who will be sitting too. So the Leprechauns once more in the penalty box with a numerical disadvantage, giving that up to the Hellfish. The last time they had a penalty, they did end up giving away the goal. They don't want to do it again if they can avoid it. at this level of intensity, being a player short, it certainly hurts. They'll need to win this face-off, the Leprechauns, and get the puck down the other end as quickly as possible and get it out of the zone. Puck face-off won by Brody Pruhar, and it's fired across the net, but just a little bit wide, and the Leprechauns managed to clear the zone. Racing in to pick it up and try and get the short-handed goal that they'll have to get, trying to force his way through, but he left the puck behind, and it's blasted off the puck. And we're going to see a little bit of an escalation here, I suspect, as just a little bit of push and shove, and Andrew Crowther, understandably a little disappointed in the behaviour of both the players, but in this particular instance, the video will quite clearly show neither player is innocent in this instance. Harrison will be sitting too for the retaliation, and for the Hellfish, we're going to have a tripping call on, we'll be able to tell you in just a second. So it'll be 4-on-3 for not very long. This will be interesting how the teams decide to play it in the box for the Hellfish. Looks like Adam Brett, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll be able to tell you in a moment when it pops up on our system, while the scorers are sorted out. So 4-on-3 for about 50 seconds. Hellfish now pick it up through Borbor, and it's Downs now trying to get a shot away. They wind and shoot, but body's in the way. Blocked out there nicely, Luke Whittle, who clears the puck out of the zone by a deflection off his pads. And now the Hellfish looking up ice. There's lots and lots of time and space when you've got this number of players on the ice. The key is possession. Downs skates in, tries to get around one, makes one of the Leprechauns lose his footing, puts the puck across the slot, but no one was there for the Hellfish racing back to pick it up. Maciel, he's got a bit of time, finds Borbor. Borbor chips it past and through. Maxius gets a chance now. Ball winds, shoots, goes wide. He's 15 seconds to go on the 5-on-4. We'll be back to, it'll be 4-on-4 in about 10 seconds. Wakeham now for the Hellfish, fires it wide, and the save is made comfortably by Phil Casey. On the drop of the puck, we will be back to 4-on-4 hockey. Madyard will be back on the ice, and then we'll be 4-on-4 for just on a minute. So the penalty there was given. We'll be able to tell you in just a second exactly what happened. Medvedev was done for interference. The rest of the stuff hasn't shown up yet on our system, but we will tell you in a moment. We'll be 4-on-4 on the drop of the puck. This is where the Hellfish need to be alert. The puck comes out the back, and Medvedev comes straight on, gets a chance. Benjix gets a block in the way. Just being a little bit cute there with the puck, though, was not the Inferno. Sorry, the Leprechauns, and the puck up to the point. They take a shot, goes around the back of Casey's, and the puck caught behind the net now. Beck picking it up, trying to get it on his backhand or his forehand or any hand, really. He's got to play loose in the slot, but it ends up back at Chuck Fraser. Has room to fire the cannon. He winds and shoots, but there's stuff in the way. Wills gets it. He gets a second shot. It goes wide. That's the big trick there of Chucky Fraser. We know he's got a big shot. It's a bit random, but when it goes in, Beck now cycling around, gets the puck back up. Chuck Fraser with another chance. Doesn't take the shot, chips it instead. Just 4 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. We'll be back to full strength hockey in just a second. Both players back on the ice, hopefully with the head screwed back on now. And the puck is cleared out of the ice. Then Chuck Fraser racing back up to pick it up. He's been on for a long time. He's lost the puck in his feet, but fortunately for him, the Leprechauns have been out there as well for just as much time. He does ice the puck, so it will be brought back down to the other end. 10 minutes to go in this third and final deciding period. 2-1 the Hellfish. The shots now have evened out. 16 to the Hellfish, 17 to Leprechauns. The Leprechauns have given away a couple of penalties that they really probably wish they hadn't have. But that happens when you get involved emotionally in a final, especially when it gets a bit physical, and that's what happens. Div 5, it's as you go up through the grades, it does tend to get a little bit rougher. It's not all smiles and rainbows like it is down in Div 9 and Div 8. But regardless, Willis now gets a shot on it. Chips bounce high, and Jesse Fry keeps the puck out of the zone. Battling for it on the boards now. Leprechauns pick it up again through Whittle, who dumps it across. Goes behind the net, chasing around to try and pick it up. Small. He's got a player up on the point who gets a shot in, Kavanagh, but it was under pressure and ended up rimmed around. Here come the Hellfish trying to break it out. Great forechecking pressure though, Roger Buffett. And out comes the puck, but it's picked up by the Leprechauns. They play across ice, finding Kavanagh looking for movement. He's got Scotty Bangay with the stick out looking for it. Gets past Bangay and gets past everyone and is brought back once more to Kavanagh. Has to go back and pick it up. He's got Hunt putting pressure on him. Just trying to take his lines away. Dumps it up ice and manages to clear the zone. Got it as far as Small. Small finds Bangay, but Bangay is robbed of the puck by the back checking Hellfish. And now here they come again, the Hellfish with room. Trying to get it to Hunt. Hunt beaten there by Kavanagh. Has a second go, picks up the puck, tries to dance around with it, gets around another, but finally tries to get a pass away and finds one. They're looking for Pruha on the point. Pruha beaten to the puck again, and it is dumped down. Scotty Bangay for the Leprechauns tries to do something constructive with it. He's got to try and steal the puck if he can. A little bit of slap and bang there between Borbor and Bangay. But, referee will let that one go. You're not going to ping everything that happens. Dumping the puck all the way down the other end from the defensive zone was Kavanagh, because the Leprechauns are pretty keen to get a change. The right thing to do, it forces the save. And now Mixius has to go and pick it up for the Leprechauns. He's got pressure on him in Downs. Downs just waiting patiently, and eventually the pass is forced out as the back line is on. This is the danger line for the Hellfish. Racing in to try and fix it up was Harrison, who's watching Beck closely. Beck skating out to try and pick it up, and the puck is cleared out of the zone. Not quite. Ball pinching in and fixing it for the Hellfish. No, it did come out. So the Hellfish all forced to leave the zone before they can go back in, which gave the Leprechauns a little bit of room. They just chipped the puck up past Tate. He's dancing through the middle of the neutral zone, Smalley, and he's robbed of it, and Tate now picks it up. He's got a bit of room. He chips it across the side, looking for Downs. Downs has Beck in the slot. 2 Hellfish in the slot for just the 1 Leprechaun. Downs cycling around, trying to find an option. He's being tightly marked. Can't get a clean pass, but eventually gets the puck in the slot. The shot taken through traffic there beautifully by Beck, but there was enough bodies in the way to stop it. And Borbor can't quite keep the puck in. Harrison tried to get past him and nearly did. And we have an infringement of some description. Not exactly sure what it is. It might have just been an offside. Yeah, no one's sitting in the box, just an offside there. So one of the Hellfish just got themselves trapped. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this third and deciding period. 1 goal lead to the Hellfish. Leprechauns have had a little bit more of the flow, but the Hellfish do have the power line at the moment with all the Becks on board. And Downs now has room. He winds, he shoots. Casey saves it, but it pops out of his glove. I said there, Kays, Downs got a really good chance away. Now here comes Horvath, who's got a bit of room. He gets around the defence. He's still stuck on his backhand. And we're going to have a penalty for what looks like a trip. Or maybe that might have just been an offside. No, just an offside. So one of the Leprechauns just got a little bit ahead of the play. And now crossed the blue line before the puck is. And the rule is puck you. Your puck has to go in before you go into the offensive zone. If the puck comes out, everyone has to go out before anyone can go back in. In that case, although Horvath was away, one of his teammates just got a little bit in front of him. Blasting now through the side there, Beck. Phoenix thereof. There's the puck up the zone though, the Leprechauns. And here comes Donlan, who's got a bit of room, but the frantic back check is back. The shot taken. And frantic desperation defence there by the Hellfish. They're all sprawling around on the ice trying to do something about it. The puck comes up high. Beck finds it, looks for options, trying to find some help and does. Beautiful pick up there as he finds, well, Beck. Beck takes the shot, but is the desperate defence there by the Leprechauns keeping out. Beck looking for someone free on the side. He's got Abramovic skating around trying to find some space, but he's being tightly marked. Brett gets the puck now on the blue line, shoots through traffic. Beck was there, tried to chip it over the top, but Casey's makes a desperation save there. A little bit lucky. Beck couldn't quite lift the puck over it. He had it on his stick, but not cleanly, and just tried to lift the puck over Casey's pad and ended up pretty much bouncing into Casey's glove, and you'll see that on the replay. Casey's there. Just a little bit lucky in that instance. Hellfish with a great opportunity. Beck with that great speed down the sideline. Phoenix thereof. As the puck played across to, but it's stolen there by Harrison, who is away. Harrison takes a shot from a distance. Fry forced to make the save. Puck comes out high. Willis for the Leprechauns, but he can't do enough with it. And it comes back for very, very dangerous play there by Leprechauns. It's going to cost them. Beck goes in, chips, deep dives and scores. Hockey is a game of mistakes. And that's a classic example there of a defensive player electing to make a cross-ice pass under pressure. And unfortunately, Phil Casey's could do very little in that instance. As in comes the Hellfish, and they've extended the lead out to 3 goals to 1 with 4 minutes to play. Watch for the Leprechauns to pull their goalie at some point. Try and bring an extra player on the ice and see if they can flood the ice. It's high-risk strategy, of course, no goalie, but it works more often than you'd think. It's a desperation move, but desperate times call for desperate measures. The Hellfish now not quite offside there, but regardless, now here come the Hellfish with another chance. Looking up ice there, Buffett. He tries to find Harrison and does. Harrison, this time not caught with an offside. They get a shot, pass across the slot, but it won't go. Picking it up in the corner now, Fan. And the puck fired in from the point. Now bobbling around on the half boards as the Leprechauns trying to get a shot up. It goes up to Madarov, who fires it, but there's still bodies in the way. Hellfish doing a great job of owning that space in front of the net. Such a priority, and dumping it all the way down the other end is Chuck Fraser. There's not enough on it to cross the line. It's not going to go for icing because it's not going to go to the line. This third period, the ice has slowed down quite a lot. Harrison calling for it desperately. He wants the puck. He knows that he's the goal scorer here if he can get it. The Leprechauns are skating around. They'd be feeling a bit robbed if they don't win it, but the Hellfish have played a fantastic game and taken advantage of the opportunities that they've had. Both teams have made defensive errors that have given away goals, but in the case of the Leprechauns, it was catastrophic. Brody now with the puck looking for an option, finds it in his teammate, but just poked away by the Leprechauns, clearing the zone there nicely. Leon Mixosis did a terrific job on it. Now Bangay tried to pick it up, left the puck behind, and Young dumps it in. Bangay going to get it. Young skating across into the slot. He's open and loose. Can they get the pass to him? They don't, because a Hellfish guy got back in the way and stole it. Beautiful read there by the Hellfish defence. And now it's Downs who skates around, flicks the puck across the front of the net, and the goal is moved off the post. The referee has his hand up. At the very least, the game will be stopped, and quite possibly we may have a penalty there on one of the Hellfish this time around for getting a little bit too cosy with the goaltender. You are supposed to give them room and protect them. Goalies are very vulnerable. All that gear they're wearing looks pretty effective, but in actual fact, you're only strong from the front. They're very weak on the back. So you've got to be pretty careful around goaltenders, and you've got to look after them. But it's going to be, looks like one of the Leprechauns who will be sitting. It's a reaction to what happened there, and that's going into the box. Nick Truswicks, which is a loss for the Leprechauns with under 2 minutes now to play. They'll be finishing the game either with a player in the box or another goal given away, which is not the way to do it. But understandable under the circumstances. The clock stops now with 2 minutes to go. So we're now into stop time. The goal difference, 2 goals. So now the clock will stop at every break in play, which works in favour of the Leprechauns. They want to stop the play as much as possible. They win the face-off. Nice chip back there, Small. Puck comes back to him though. He chips the puck up, trying to get the puck out of the zone first. Manages to get it past Wakeham. And now the puck comes back in, but it runs into Wood's body, who does enough. But remember that the Leprechauns are on the penalty kill. They've got a numerical disadvantage. Downs now cycling backwards and forwards, but once more leaves the puck behind, and the puck is dumped down the other end by the Leprechauns. Picking it up for the Hellfish, Chalice. Looks up ice, he's trying to find some help, and does, but a nice poke check there by Small. Took a risk, but had to do it. And now here come the Hellfish again, and it's Chalice who winds, gets a shot away, but Smalls gets enough of a stick on it just to deflect it behind the net. 1 minute and 18 seconds to go. 2 goals the lead, and a penalty kill for the Leprechauns. They freeze the clock. Wisely there, Phil Casey makes the catch and says, we'll stop the clock, please. Get some fresh legs out and see what we can do. See if the Leprechauns pull him off the ice and go 5-on-5, or do they leave him on and stick with 5-on-4 and try and lull the Hellfish into a false sense of security. It works sometimes. Who knows? Nice tie up there by the centres there. They're breaking it through is Harrison. He's got a little bit of room, but he's got plenty of players in front of him. He's surrounded by 3. Down steals the puck off him, and this time he's got the puck with him. He goes wide, gets onto his forehand, chips, wheels, winds, shoots, stick in the way, gets shuffled harmlessly into the corner once more. And we're going to have another penalty on the Leprechauns. The clock will stop, but they're now going to be 5-on-3. As Chris Hurst will be sitting, well, he won't be sitting 2. There's only 48.5 seconds to go in the game, but he will be sitting it out. Hellfish also will be sitting a penalty, so it'll be 5-on-4 for the remaining few minutes of this game. So with 48 seconds to go, Hellfish with a 3-goals-to-1 lead and with a 4-on-3 advantage. They bring out the back line. It's why wouldn't you in this instance as the Hellfish? So even with stop time, I think it's going to be a little too late for the Leprechauns. If they get one quickly now, then maybe, but it will be 4-on-3 for the remainder of the game. Now the puck comes across to Michael Beck, who has time. He's got pressure on him from Whittle. Gets around Whittle. Whittle brings him down, and he goes feet first into the boards. No hand up there for a penalty that I can see. A bit slow to get back to his feet. I'm surprised that wasn't a penalty as well. Chuck Fraser tries to wind it in, finds no one that he wanted. It only went as far as the Leprechauns' defence. Harrison now has a chance. He's away. Gets on his forehand, backhand, shoots. And a save there made Jesse Fry. Not that he really needed the save, but it was a great one for his pride as they Hellfish now with the puck. But Harrison again gets one more chance, but he's got so much back pressure on him from the Hellfish's desperation defence. 4 seconds now to go. They're just going to hold the puck. The Leprechauns going to get one more shot. No, they throw the puck away, and the Hellfish have won the last ever Division 5 Beer League Grand Final, because next season it will be Rec League. And the Hellfish there, goals to, just read it out for you, this telling statistic there. Corey Beck with the first one, Chris Hurst with the second one, getting it back for the Hellfish, which squared us all up at 1 goal apiece at the end of the first. Michael Beck with a beautiful play, getting the go-ahead goal halfway through with 3 minutes to go in the second, and then Phoenix Beck finished it off in the third after a defensive error, cross-ice pass that he picked off and intercepted, and ended up facing Casey's all on his own, and not much he could do in that circumstance. Penalties, well, there was a few. Horvath got one. Hunt got one for checking. Whittle got one. Just the one there for tripping. Casey's, the goaltender, got one for tripping, so one of the players from the Leprechauns had to hit it for him. Maderov with one. Hurst one for boarding. Drickwick's one for roughing, and Wakeham with another one for roughing in that last few minutes, as there was a little bit of push and shove in the goal mouth after the rush on the goalie. So that ends up the grade Division 5 Grand Final. Hellfish winning that one 3-1. And we'll be back with you very shortly for the Div 8 Grand Final at 7:30 p.m.